So this is another Crochet Circle interview, and I'm sat in the office. I'm in North Devon, and I'm sat with John Arbon in his spare office. So welcome to the Crochet Circle, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
It's all right.
Normally we'd have Lynn here, but Lynn's heading off on holiday, so today's Lynn is my husband Matthew instead. So he's been walking around the mill. We've already had a really nice look around, and John's nicely agreed to do an interview with us.
That's right.
It's Friday. Have you got the Friday feeling?
As long as we finish by 4 o'clock, I'll go to the pub.
It's currently 1 o'clock. You will definitely be in the pub for 4. You'll be.
I'll have a swim first as well.
Out in the sea?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something you do every Friday?
Not every Friday, but I do as much as I can. Although I've had a bit of a chest infection recently, so I haven't been able to do it much.
Okay. It's not something I've ever done. I've paddled and done a bit of swimming, more abroad rather than North Devon.
It's not as cold as you'd think. It's probably, I don't know, about 16 degrees out there.
Okay.
17.
I didn't bring my
Gets
swimmers
up to about
with me.
20 late September.
Yeah.
Which is alright.
I might be paddling out there later.
Do it.
So we are in North Devon. Can you set a bit more of the scene for us of where we are, what your setup is?
Yeah, we're set up in 2 small industrial units on a small industrial park on the edge of South Moulton, on the edge of Exmoor National Park.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location as well.
Really. Yeah, it's an industrial park, but you look across it and then there's hills and sheep around you.
Yeah, and woodland, and it's not like being in Manchester and Trafford Park. It's very different.
I suppose people could connect if you went to Woolfest, and that's a bit of an industrial area, and you've got hills around. It's a bit like that.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah, sort of thing, yeah.
Cumbria, nice rolling hills.
Yeah.
And some of our listeners might not be exactly sure what it is that you do, so could you give me a quick rundown of what happens at your units?
Yeah.
And really what the ethos of your company is?
Yeah. So here we take in the scoured wool. So we source the wool greasy, and then here it comes in after it's been scoured or washed, and then we're processing it into tops, which is like a rope of fibre. So we card it, comb it, gill it, make it into a top, and from tops we're able to spin it into a finished yarn.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, that's what we do, but there's a lot more involved in that.
And you are specifically a worsted mill?
That's right, yeah, it's worsted, which means we deal with long staple. Anything really suitable for us is over 3 inches. 3 inches is on the borderline. Okay. In terms of its length.
So what kind of breeds are you dealing with here then? What's your...
Long staple ones.
Yeah. I'm getting there with my breeds anyway. I'm starting
Blue-faced Leicester.
Yeah.
A lot of the hair is such as alpaca or mohair. I don't like mohair though. I don't like handling it.
Why not?
It's horrible.
Just like, I love it. I love mohair. Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's a nightmare to process. I don't like it from a processing point of view.
So if anybody phones up and says, "Can you do mohair?"
I can do it. I do it. I just don't. It's like I don't like doing what's the stuff? Angora rabbit.
It just fluffs everywhere. It's like clouds coming off.
It's static, and then if you get it in your eye,
it's awful.
Yes, I can do it, but I don't want to.
You don't want
it's
to.
Horrible. I hate it. I mean, it's lovely. Don't get me wrong. I just hate it from a
processing point of view. I was once crocheting with Angora in a train carriage, and it wasn't until my eyes were gamming up that I thought, I wonder what the issue is. And there was a cloud. I literally had a cloud of Angora around me and could barely see.
No, I don't like it.
I love the feel, but processing's interesting.
Yeah, it's only good staple length fibre. I mean, merino's at the shorter end of what we do, but then you see it's quite dense, and so makes it easier to draft, so we can get away with that. We do Wensleydale, we do Blue-faced Leicester, Exmoor Blue-faced Warblers, Polworth, that's got quite a good staple length. Yeah. Perrendale, Hebridean, Gotland, everything and anything really that of a good staple length that I like. That's not static. Yeah, let's throw it in the bin.
And
keep your goats.
Yeah, keep your goats and your rabbits away from me. And part of your ethos is about British wool.
Yeah.
And you've managed to source quite a bit locally as well.
Yeah, we buy directly from the wool board, and we buy directly from some farms locally as well. So we're able to see, fortunate enough to have a wool board grading station down the road, so we get to see the quality of what's coming in, and we're able to buy via an agent who buys on our behalf in the auction wool that's coming in off of Exmoor, which is nice.
So you can't get rid of that part of the system. You still have to use the agent, but you can at least touch and feel and be more specific about your requirements.
Yeah, there's a sort of misconception with what the board do. A lot of farmers just think they just take their sheared wool and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
But they've got to grade the stuff.
It's quite a lot of work.
Yeah, then they've got to package the stuff up and they bale press it, they grade and sort it. So it's a known standard of what you're going to buy. So
and they're not for profit, as I understand.
No, well they market it, so the money goes back into marketing it, and then they guarantee selling whatever's available in the market. So the market dictates the price of it basically, and essentially, without going too far into what I think, but essentially there's too much wool being made, so hence the price is artificially low. Because we're trying to supply the global market rather than, a smaller market, so we could produce less and get more money for it.
Yeah,
that's the world economics for you.
Indeed.
So don't get me started.
We'll go there. We'll just stick to it.
Yeah. So that's what we're faced with. So that's the reason.
And as a slight aside to that, I had heard also that the love of Blueface Leicester BFL is starting to push that price up a little bit.
Yeah.
Finding that.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, I used to be able to buy, say like if you was going to buy some tops in commercially, only 10 years ago, it was about £6 a kilo.
Yeah.
The farms are getting £6 a kilo now for the sheared wool. So there you go. In 10 years, probably that's 10, 12 years how that price has jumped.
I guess it's a catch-22, isn't it? Because agriculture has been on its knees for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And you need an injection of funds going back into, one of our major labour markets within the UK and major occupations as well. But then that definitely has a knock-on effect further down the manufacturing line. So it's difficult to keep everybody happy.
Yeah, but then a lot of wool's going out to China.
Yeah.
Things like that. So we're mass producing to fuel this sort of market.
Yeah. That could be more home.
Exactly. Yeah. Then you'll get more value for it, and the farms will get more value for it. I think.
Yeah. But it's pushing that British element and that local element in particular.
Yeah. Yeah. I do want to support that.
Yeah, and you do. I've got it down that your favourite fleece to work with is the Exmoor Blueface. Yep,
it's our local breed, crossbreed. It's a crossbreed between Exmoor Horn and Blueface Leicester.
Yeah.
It's known as a mule, crossbreed mule, so it's the Exmoor mule.
And both are white fleeces.
Yep.
So good to dye, so perfect for your knit by numbers range.
Not in the knit by numbers.
Okay.
Knit by numbers is merino.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know.
So what are you
bringing out a new yarn? It's going to be dyed a bit like knit by numbers next year, which is a top secret. But we use British Falkland merino for our knit by numbers.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be Blueface Leicester if it could be.
Yeah.
But it came about because of accessibility and people wanting a finer fibre, so that's why it ended up being in merino.
Yeah. Is that
not to say I wouldn't do it in Blueface Leicester further down the line.
If you could, yeah.
If I could, yeah.
Is your merino organic as well? Did I read that?
Yeah, it's organically farmed. We've got a really good guy who's sourced. He goes out to the Falklands and he's sourcing some really interesting fibres, and it's, with him it's all about traceability.
Yeah.
And he runs his own company called Wool Tops, and he's been going out to shows recently. We've been spinning for him and working together with him as well.
I have to say I've seen all sorts of interesting stuff walking around the mill, and just
right.
I'd love to get my little paws on all of it. But it's interesting to see the colours and the different blends that you've got going through. And coming back to the Exmoor Blueface, what is it specifically about that mule that you like about that crossbreed?
Well, it's local, so it's it's not travelling too far.
Yeah.
and I drive past it every day. So that's
kind of, yeah. At your future
yeah, mate is a farmer as well. He farms in John Stanbury.
Yeah.
And hence we make this sock.
The John Stanbury sock.
The Stanbury Walker. Yeah. So and he's a nice guy when he's sober, and it's got a good staple length. It's nice and it spins so well. It just handles so well, and as a yarn, it makes a really good definition. It's got that real sort of. It's not too soft and it's not too harsh. It just sits right there in the middle. It's a nice, good quality British wool, and so it's hard wearing as well as being soft as well.
So what could
if luster in there as well. Sorry, I'm going to go on.
It does actually. But if people were to look on your website, what of your ranges would they find your favourite fleece? What would they be able to buy?
At the moment, it's in our Exmoor sock yarn.
Yeah, which is lovely.
Yeah, which we're going to refresh the colours very soon, and it's in Exalana, which is a collaboration we did with Susan Crawford.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in a brand new spanking range that's coming out next January, which is top secret.
We're not allowed to know the name.
No, I can't tell you what it's called or anything. It's based on a French textile artist. That's all I'll say. Is colouring.
Yeah.
With probably blended with Blueface Leicester and some Wensleydale from Devon.
So even more lustre.
Even more lustre. I think in its own right, it'd be a very sort of golden looking natural yarn.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that.
Yeah, it will be extraordinary.
So when will that make its first debut?
We're hoping to launch that, I believe, at Edinburgh.
So it will not be available before then?
It'll be launched at Edinburgh.
So I wasn't sure if I was going to Edinburgh next year. Now I'm going to go to Edinburgh.
You get there when we've got it ready.
Yeah, it's all right. I know where to find you.
And it will also be out as tops for hand spinners as well. It's going to be the tops are going to be dyed, so we've got this lovely blended shading through it as well. So
and I guess that's the other thing for listeners that. If you ever come to the John Arbon stall at any show, then you've got a really good amount of tops available to buy as well.
Yeah, we're making tops all the time, obviously, because we're spinning from tops, and then we make a range for hand spinners to the same quality that we use for spinning. So I think that's what hand spinners, what the feedback I get generally they like, is because of the quality.
It's always busy. Kind of see women, you see half of a woman because their head is like well and truly in the top bin.
Yeah.
You just see a bum in the air and they're in there sniffing and checking the fibre. But it's like you're likened you likened it to like a Mr. Whippy, which is exactly what it's like when it's in the barrel.
Yeah, it's a bit like a sweet shop of fibre.
Yeah, basically. Different colours and different blends is lovely, and it helps with that massive sheepy smell in and around your stall. Very nice. So I have used your Exmoor sock yarn. I really like it. I think it's great to work with. I really love your existing colour stamp that you have on.
We'll add to it. It's not going to be, when I say refresh it, it'll be more colours.
Right, so you'll still have like the salmon and the colours that you've got there, because I think they're all very complementary as well.
Yeah.
I think really like them.
Might tweak one or two, but
there will just be more to go
there'll be more. Yeah.
And the same can be said with your Knit by Numbers range, which is you've got a 4-ply range coming out.
It's out
now. Already
hit.
It's out,
yeah.
So that's out. So that
I didn't show you the grape, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
He promised to show me a lovely colour that nobody else has seen, and I haven't seen it, so we'll have to go back up and go and have a look at it. But the Knit by Numbers range, I think, is like, from a marketing point of view, it's clever. I really like it.
Right.
So you've got 15 base colours,
and
then you essentially dilute that base colour 5 times by adding more white. So it's a bit like being an artist and just adding a touch more white, a touch more white, and a touch more white. So going essentially going from bright red down into your pinks.
Very light pink. Yeah. Sort of. The idea was to try and do something like a Pantone shade for textiles. But we're a long way from doing that. But I want to eventually double it, treble it. Just keep expanding it. So there's more colours. And I'm designing a Pantone card thing box, you know, like the you spin out.
I do. I know
There'll be
the
a shade card
yeah.
that you can buy, and then you add different panels in every time a new one comes out.
So it would be on paper rather than with
bit on card, bit like a proper card printed thing.
So like when you
in a box, you know, with a little brass thing holding it all together, and you wind this thing out,
and you can just choose
your colour.
Your colours. I like that idea a lot. I particularly like the idea of the knit by numbers range expanding, because essentially I think what it means as a knitter, if you need 4-ply or knitter or crocheter, 4-ply or DK, you're pretty much going to have the colour
something close to it
covered.
I mean I hinted earlier that the new shades that we're bringing out will really sort of enhance it as well, like the navy, the teal, a really deep scarlet, a lime, a burnt orange, and the grape, which you've seen. So they're all coming through over the next, probably try and bring one out a month, so next 6 months. And mini skeins as well.
Yeah, I did ask Juliet.
I know, we meant to do it last year and just things got away from us.
Mini skeins have gone absolutely
crazy. I've been trying to do mini skeins for 3 years and not got around to doing them.
Yeah.
And we're going to pick up a bit of kit in September so we can do them regularly.
So will your mini skeins be of all of the knit by numbers?
Yeah. In 25 gram skeins for colour work, so you'll be able to buy any shade in a mini skein.
That's great news.
Yeah, we'll probably have to sell them as a pack. I think, because it's.
Well, that's what I guess will make it financially viable.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Or you can order individual ones, but I think you'd have to sell it. So you're selling a skein, so you'd have to. I suppose you could just sell one, but I suppose it'd be better if you sold 4. So you sold like an equivalent of 100 grams.
Yeah.
To make it work, really, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I literally.
Off the top of my head here. I just know I want to do it. Then Julie goes, "What's she on about?" Just say it like this.
Mini skeins are just huge at the moment, and I don't see that abating, especially.
No. I mean, like I said, we was going to do it years ago. It's one of the things we meant to have done from day one with it, and just time just evaporates, doesn't it? So.
It does. I'll come and be your mini skein winder. I was thinking this earlier.
Well, I mean,
happily moved to North Devon, and
the plans to make more of our own yarns and new ranges of yarns. We'll probably need somebody to do winding, because we have mini skeins, and there you are. Just took yourself in a job.
Thank you.
Yeah, got another skein winder I've got to put together.
Yeah, very nice.
Off you go.
I'll look forward to seeing them at a show.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're going to have to get a bigger stand though, because your stands are already huge.
I know.
And then if you're going to add mini skeins into that mix,
I don't know. To build another level.
Yeah.
Go up.
Well, that's it. You can have mezzanine. A mezzanine at every show you ever go to.
Yeah, but they limit you to space. So some people go, "Oh, is your stand smaller?" And you're going, "Well, it is, I suppose, but we can't get everything on it." So yeah, it's hard.
You could have like hanging racks.
Could do.
You know when chefs have their pans hanging up?
Yeah, I did think of that. I did think that we had this sort of crisscrossing of skeins above your head.
Although
so you
that could take you to like the film 7 instead, where you've got magic trees, and that might not be
so.
So
have a room of
appealing.
Yarn. You go in, the ceilings all yarn and the walls.
That's what my stash palace is like.
And a bit of carpet made out of
yarn as well. Yeah. Let's move away from the thought of 7 as a film. But the colours also really help with the design of your stands at all of the shows, and you're always busy. There's, I've never seen your stand quiet.
I have.
Have you? Have you got a favourite show then that you do? What's your busiest actually?
I like them all. We like them because they're in different parts of the country, and it's kind of like going away for a bit of a holiday. The people that run the shows are generally enthusiasts. So it's not like we used to do big exhibition companies like Country Living, and it's run by professional.
It's a bit heartless.
It's all about the money, and they're not interested in it, what you're doing or anything. But the shows that are going, we don't do any creative stitch shows, twisted thread shows for that reason. It's run by the same people that do the dreaded Country Living. But,
no, it's fine. I know it's just not.
Oh, they're just awful, and I just can't. They're not interested. They rip exhibitors off. They try and charge you exorbitant amounts, where it's hard to make a living out of it. and the security is horrible. Getting in and out's horrible. Whereas the shows like Woolfest and Fibre East and Wonderwool and Edinburgh Yarn Fair and Unravel and Yarndale. Well, all of those shows are great and they're good fun to do.
And like you say, they're run by enthusiasts. They're people that are truly
and you get
involved in yarn and
the customers are really interested and they're serious about what they're doing and they really like what you're doing. So they're not trying to compare your yarn to an acrylic ball and saying, why is that so expensive? Yeah. So you don't get any of that. Do you do giant balls?
No. It's not really where we're at. Yeah.
So it's much nicer. So for a favourite show, I like going to Edinburgh.
I bet.
Edinburgh's a great
Good
place,
fun.
and that's a nice little show.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
got quite
different.
A different feel, hasn't it?
Totally, it's a lot of customers that are new to us, and lots of international customers, and it's more of a design-led show.
It is, isn't it? It's less, as I've said on the podcast it's less sheepy. It's sheepy in its own right, but it's not in a cattle mart. It's not with sheep breeds being shown in the ring. So, but it is very much. Oh, there's such and such designer, and that shawl is that.
It's a top end of what's going on in the craft market.
It's like the haute couture of knitting and crochet.
That feel about it.
Yeah, but I was amazed by how many foreign visitors were there as well.
Oodles. Yeah, so many.
They've done really well to make it quite a bespoke show, and people love it. Absolutely love it.
Great destinations. I mean, you're going to win, aren't you? You're going to go for a weekend and go to Edinburgh and go to the fair and. Have a holiday. Although
I'm sure lots of the people that went there saw very little of Edinburgh because they just went straight to the festival.
Probably, but we ended up having 3 days off afterwards and pootled around Edinburgh.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Well, we've done that every time we've been. So we like doing it because we treat it like a holiday.
Yeah. Well, if you've gone that far north as well, from where we are here.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do have extra time off, so that's probably why I like it the most.
Yeah. You get days off afterwards. Well deserved days off.
Don't get drunk on gin.
Yeah, they're really good at. I can't remember. I might get the statistic completely wrong, and it's either 60 or 90. So take your pick.
What gins?
Yeah, no. That Scotland produces is either 60% or 90% of all of the gin in the UK.
Do they?
Because even if it's 60%, that's a huge amount when you think about the number of London-based gin companies you've got as well. But it's just really taken off.
I probably drank 60% of it when I was in the bar.
Yeah. Well, if you've come across the Isle of Harris one.
No.
Really, it's the only one that's from the island, and it's gorgeous, and you have it with pink grapefruit.
I like it with cucumber.
Me too, Hendrix. Good old Hendrix.
Sipsmiths, I like.
Oh, Sipsmiths is good as well. And Chase is quite nice.
Chase. 6 o'clock gin, you tried that?
No.
It's good.
My bog standard is Tanqueray.
That's good.
my favourite.
There's some nice London ones though.
There's
a few, I can't remember the names, but we've got pictures because we've been photographing the bottles with a fox on it and we're trying to locate it.
Oh.
It's nice.
I'll have a look for that one. I'll send you a picture of the bottle of the Harris one because it's beautiful as well.
Forget the yarn, let's just go.
Yeah, let's just go and have gin instead. Coming back to the yarn though, momentarily, you have recently done, quite recently, the Daughter of a Shepherd.
Oh yeah, Hebridean.
The Hebridean. So you did the 100% Hebridean, which was batch number 1.
Yeah.
And actually out there we saw batch number 2 going through the machine.
Batch number 3 actually.
Oh, is that 3? So 2 we've just reviewed.
Then there's one with the warblers. We put 25% in to improve its handle and its spinning. The Hebridean was a little bit short on its own, and the warblers has acted like a carrier, but it's given it a bit more bounce as well. Yeah. So it's sort of enhanced it. And you have just answered something, which is how to pronounce. What? Swarblers. It's Swadblers. Well, that's how I've been saying it, but with a slight Dutch accent. That's Swadblers. But you found, if you go to the wallboard, they say Zwarbels. Yeah. So, with I don't know. With a slightly northern accent, Zwarbels. Zwarbels. That was a bit more Cockney though, I don't know where that came from. Who else do you spin for? So we know you've got Daughter of a Shepherd. Easy Knits, John Dunn. Yeah. Skein Queen. Yeah. Knitting Goddess.
Okay.
Kettle Yarns.
Yeah.
Town End Alpacas.
Little Grey Sheep.
Little Grey Sheep, of course. Emma Boyle and her Gotland.
Which is beautiful.
Lovely stuff. I've got a terrible memory. There should be somebody there.
So you've got the Exolana, the Susan Crawford as well.
Susan Crawford's Exolana, yeah, which is what is a joint yarn. Oh, blimey, who else is there?
I mean, that's a lot.
There is more.
I guess the point that I'm trying to make is
someone's going to get annoyed because I haven't mentioned them.
It's a bit like when you do shout-outs for people on Ravel.
You
forget some of them. I guess the point I'm trying to come to is that you do an awful lot
Mariana
for other people.
Knorberg, we do a lot for her as a Swedish. We do a lot of Swedish people and things like that.
Such as
foreign. Mariana Knorberg. Yeah, loads.
Yeah, that one.
Unpronounceable names.
They are a bit, aren't they? But I guess the point is that even if people haven't worked just with your yarn that's under the banner of John Arbon Textiles.
Yourself.
And you sold it too as well,
Of course.
We saw that upstairs too.
You saw that upstairs.
But the chances are that if people are into their kind of higher end yarns, they will have had something running through their fingers.
Possibly,
that's been done
Good
at
chance.
this mill.
Yes.
That's a bigger range than I thought it was, so that's interesting.
What, for people we make yarns for?
Yeah. Because I own quite a few of them.
Oh right, there you go.
So it's quite nice to know
got a load of our yarns
that it's been done here.
Spun here.
Yeah, I own quite a lot of yours as well, which is my biggest pile in my stash is John Arbon stuff. And one of the things that's very apparent when you go around the mill is that you like to buy older bits of machinery. Like you don't focus on new bits of kit.
No.
And I know when we've discussed it's partly because new bits of kit inevitably cost more. But actually,
it's easy to maintain. I mean, truthfully, I can. It's like buying a new car, isn't it? If I've got an old Mini, I can lift the bonnet and fix it.
Yeah.
If I buy a new Mini, I'm lost.
No.
So
you put the bonnet up and you can't get into anything.
Yeah, and if for a small company like this, we're not top end in terms of machinery, so you've got no machinery backup. So whereas if you're a big spinning company, you've got all the machine builders who have got backup with the machinery every time you buy it. So they've got on tap engineers to come and do all of that.
And spare parts, everything.
I've got to do it myself or get some help from engineers I know or get things made. You know, so it's a different thing. So I can't go down that road anyhow.
Yeah.
Financially or in terms of maintaining the machinery because we're too small.
But.
And I like old machinery.
Exactly, that was the point I was going to come to.
It looks nice.
I suspect that even if you had all of the budget in the world, you would still buy older machinery.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to see. It does, like, even going back to the old colours that they used to.
As long as it does the job all right. I mean,
and it's lovely to walk around and see machinery that still has wood on it.
A bit noisy.
But that's part of the. You know, to me, that's part of the charm. It's
Pardon?
Partially deaf. But if there was a bit of kit that you could have that you don't currently have, like what's in the back of your mind that you would really like to have? A
robotic version of me, so I could go swimming all the time and go my allotment and a kayak.
And then you could do what
I'd have one of those.
I think that's called the newfangled factory.
Is it?
I think that's what it is. Where you just you can push buttons remotely.
Machine that I could have. Well, there's always bits you'd have. You know, I'd have another gill box. I'd have another new comb winder. And actually, I want to get a brand new comb winder. It might be affordable and it's not too computer controlled. So, but I don't know. It's especially since the Euro.
Yeah, that's
crisis has put it out of our reach.
Yeah.
Well done, all those who voted leave.
Yes.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, it seems to be hitting the industry quite hard.
It's putting prices up across the board of everything. So all your yarn's going to go up, basically.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to get expensive.
Unfortunately, so. Yeah. For
a number of reasons, which I won't go into here.
No.
It's getting political.
We don't need it to go there.
No, don't do that. Not on a Friday afternoon.
So you would have some new bits of kit. Is there anything though that you would have that just for the sake of it, just because it's not like I don't want to be derogatory and say a boy's toy, but what's the little bit of kit that you don't really need but
Well, I did pass it up actually. It was a pom-pom maker. It's a machine that makes pom-poms. It's quite a quirky old...
Is that not essential? You know how Americans have
absolutely
pom-poms
essential.
at the back of their socks?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you need for your sock range, some little pom-poms.
It literally pops pom-poms out the bottom of the thing.
Again, my head has gone to a different film reference. That's not good.
But,
You passed it up, you didn't go with a pom-pom
I think
maker.
they've still got it. I could probably say, but I don't need it. I don't need a pom. I just would have one.
It would be hilarious.
Like Lilliput machines, but I sold one, and there's all sorts of machines.
Yeah.
Lilliput's
How big is a pom-pom
sort of,
maker?
That's not that big.
I mean, I'm just thinking you could have it at a show
get
and
it
just
in here.
fire them out.
That's it.
Just fire out pom-poms at yarn.
That's some sort of tube of air, not pumping them out instead of firing them out like those tennis ball things.
Yeah, they do it at NFL games. They have these kind of guns where they throw T-shirts out into the crowd.
You're doing that.
That could be your next marketing ploy.
Firing
Firing pom-poms off right, left and centre. You definitely know where your stand was. You wouldn't have to consult a map.
No.
You just have
Fire
pom-poms
them at
flying.
the pom-pom girls with their magazine.
Exactly. I'm sure they would love that.
Yeah. Be batting them back.
Love it. So a pom-pom machine, basically.
Pom-pom machine?
If that would be your frivolous machine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'd have one of those.
And I wanted to ask you some technical questions, because I know that one of the things that knitters and crocheters get particularly annoyed with is when they're so far through their ball or their skein and there's a knot in it.
All right, yeah.
What causes that? I'm sure it's very obvious what the reality is, but...
Well, the reality is that you are spinning a non-continuous thread. So at some point there's a break in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Even after you've folded it or plied it together, there is an end. It's not one continuous thread. So it has to be joined, and generally, commercially, a lot of people will knot them to join them.
Yeah.
So if it's from changing from a cone to another cone and they're spooling it into skeins, or they're doing it into balls, there's a point where you're going to have to join one cone to the next cone.
Yeah.
So they'll put a knot in it. If they're then at the end of the run and they're using up lots of little part cones, then you're going to suddenly get lots of knots going in it.
I have heard of, it was a lady I was speaking to, and she had 3 knots.
Well, that's excessive, yeah.
Well, that's what I felt, and I think it was in a 50-gram ball.
Well,
it wasn't even 100.
It could be that then I'm saying that, there could be a break, so that the machine has malfunctioned and it's tangled, so you've got to join it.
Yeah.
Then it's done it again, so they've joined it. Then it's done it again, so they've joined it.
Yeah.
And then they carry on. You've got to bear in mind that they've got a production run going on.
And that
you're not going to take it all off and ditch it, so you're going to join it on. So that's what they're doing. So it probably got a tangle and tangled the whole lot.
Yeah.
Do you waste all that yarn? Would you join it in?
You keep it going.
We, as a rule, use air splicers. So we air splice our joins. We don't knot them.
Okay.
So we have these air guns, and they basically have a mingling chamber that blows the fibre apart and then twists it, if you like.
Using the nature of the fibre.
You get a very flat join,
Yeah.
which is pretty invisible.
It is. I've never come across
There you go.
anything in any of your skeins that I would
Sometimes though,
recognise.
if our yarn has gone outside for dyeing
Yeah.
and it's gone into balls and we haven't done it in-house, then there's a good chance they would have put a knot in it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do about that.
No.
Or if the dyer's been back winding the yarn and they haven't got a splicer there, they've knotted it in. So that's the only reason. But in here, we won't knot it. We'll air splice them.
Another good reason to buy John Arbon yarn,
Yeah.
or any of the other yarn brands that you've mentioned.
There you are. Yeah.
Because it
It's
is
not
really
free.
frustrating. It's not free.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Someone
Good to know.
saying,
Thank
no,
you.
it's not.
That was.
And give you a joke then.
Yeah.
Can you tie a knot using the power of your own mind? So if I gave you 2 pieces of string, could you join them, not using your hands, but using the power of your own mind?
No.
Thought not.
I'm not sure if we'll keep that in. That might have to be spliced out. Air spliced
Sorry,
out.
spliced that one.
But that's such a simple question, but people maybe don't understand why that happens.
Yeah, that'd be it.
It is frustrating.
It is, and I suppose they're just going, it's production, and just do it. I mean, I would, if that happened to us and we were knotting like that and it did it several times, yes, I would knot it all. Then I'd take that batch off, and it would go aside as a second, and we'd sell it off. People, you know, you do have things go wrong, so we do as well. But then we have a quality control on what we're doing, and it will go in as a second, and we take it to shows as a bargain yarn.
So we saw you at Woolfest, and we met up with them at one of our friends for coffee afterwards. And she bought some of that from you.
Oh yeah.
And she bought a jumper's worth. No, she couldn't find any fault in it. And is it Frankie? Was Frankie on at the show as well?
Frankie was, yeah.
Yeah, so they were looking through the skeins that she'd picked out. She couldn't.
Well, we found something that was wrong.
Yeah, exactly, but it wasn't immediately obvious. Throughout all of those.
It may be just the count was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, we set something up and then something went wrong, so it spun perfect yarn, but it was the wrong weight. So it might have been that, or it was, you know, some error that may not be detectable.
Yeah, but it's good to know that you got those quality control measures in there.
Yeah, we're hand checking all the time. I suppose that's what comes with old machinery as well. It's a bit slower, and you are there and you're checking for every.
You can kind of get into it. It's
you
not
can,
boxed off, it's not shielded.
No, it's it is to a point, but I mean, so you can't get your fingers in there, health and safety.
Obviously.
You can spot stuff. So and because you have to watch the machines, you're watching the fibre, you're more likely to spot it. Whereas big commercial ones are just run it, and you know, one guy looking after lots of machines, you're not gonna.
He's never going to see it.
No, and that's just the way it is. You know, it's a different world, and I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying that's why we can.
You can do it. But this is going to go out in September, probably mid-September. So you'll have already done Fibre East by that point.
Yeah.
What else will you have coming up? You do the Bath Christmas Market, is that right?
Yeah, we've got Yarndale in.
Of course, September. And Len and I are both exhibiting there as well, so we'll see you.
Yeah.
We'll look out for the pom-poms.
Yeah, far in the pom-poms. October we don't do a show. I think Frankie's doing. Is Yarn in the City then?
Yes. No, that's
November.
Is that Yarnporium, or is that different again? There's so many now.
Yeah, it's the same people that did Yarn in the City, Yarn Emporium.
Yeah, so that's
Yarn Crawl kind of thing.
November. Yeah.
Yeah. So Frankie's doing that for us. Well, with us. I'm not going to be there. And then we do Bath Christmas Market with the socks.
Is that
good? It is for socks.
Yeah.
Because we have a different side where we make socks, and the socks sell in our catalogue and online, and at Christmas time we sell lots of socks.
Crazy.
Yeah. So we do Bath. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we do all right there.
It's busy. I go every year.
Yeah.
I didn't manage it last year, but my friend went.
Don't go a weekend.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. And you get all the Welsh coach trips.
Yeah.
All on a sort of day out, kind of drunken sort of. It's making it sound terrible. It's not.
It's not. But if we want venison burger and a bit of glühwein, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's really good. But go midweek. You haven't got all the masses.
But do they do carol singing in the cathedral midweek? That's the big question.
Well, probably not. I don't know. Go and sing yourself in the
cathedral.
Probably go in there and have a nicer time in the cathedral.
You probably could actually.
Lots of people.
Yeah, you're not being ushered in. Have you ever been up the bell tower? You can do that.
No.
It's an amazing view from up there. Yeah. Well, I'll be there in the last weekend.
Yeah.
I'll give you a lunch break.
Oh, there you go.
And you can go up the bell tower and then tell me how it is. I'll look after your stall, and you can actually.
It's not a euphemism for something, is it?
No, not at all. I'll be there the last weekend of the festival, and you can go up the bell tower and go and sing Christmas carols.
Marvellous.
You might not have any socks when you come back.
Yeah.
So that's the main places that people can see you at the end of this year, and then we've already said you'll be doing Edinburgh Yarn Festival. Well, Unravel would be the first one. Yarn Festival.
So February Unravel, March is Edinburgh. April's Wonderball,
and then
May Open Weekend.
Yes, of course, at the Mill. So if anybody wanted to come and have a look,
I haven't got a date yet for that, but
it's usually mid-May, isn't it?
Somewhere around there. Although we've got a tour party mid-May, so we have to do it a different date. I think. And then June is
Woolfest.
And July Fibre East. August off.
September Yarndale.
October off, and then
It's a busy calendar.
It is, yeah. Then we do guild visits as well.
Okay.
I've been to Guilds and do a talk and
How does that go down?
Very well.
Yeah.
Take some fibre along and some yarn and some socks and tell people what we do and try and answer any questions.
Yeah.
Which is quite good fun. We're going to start doing next year, hopefully with the first pilot one, sort of workshops here. So you would hopefully get to sort of make your own yarn. So from start to finish, you choose your own fibre and operate the machines, sort of, and make your own stuff, your own blend, and then
I'm coming back.
and then you have your own yarn made up. You probably have to wait a week for your yarn to come back.
That's such a great
You'll
concept.
do it all the way through until it's finished. It's just we have to let it relax for a week before we can fold it.
If you need to do a piggy run,
yes,
please.
you could do that.
Oh my word, I would love that.
And maybe have some. It would be good if we get some fibre dyeing as well, so you could do all these crazy colours at the same time. And I don't know. It's an idea at the moment. We haven't really hatched it. And we'd probably get a rent a cottage or something, or there's a place where we could house a lot of people and then have a minibus take you in, and we could all go to the pub.
So it'll be like a little John and Juliet weekend in
a weekend away, yeah. And
but not for you guys.
That'll be alright if it's fun. I don't mind.
That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
if
just
you've got
having fun,
a
people
good
around
bunch
you.
of people and they all enjoy it and get something out of it. Do it a weekend and go to the pub and have something to eat. And see how many times I can get.
Yes, please.
Go to the pub.
Go to the pub. Bit of a swim. Go to the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll happily be your first signatory for that. That would be fantastic.
There you go.
Yes, that's fantastic. So the final bit is that we're going to put you to the test, but we're going to video this as well. Juliet said you were up for this, for being blindfolded and tested, but I figure we might do that out in the mill. You should be. So I've got 5 skeins of yarn that I've
tell you what they are.
Yeah.
God,
you're pretty good at what you do. You've got some fantastic blends out there, and they are all quite different.
Know what they are.
We'll see.
You're gonna my own yarns. You're gonna put on there.
Every single one of them has come.
I can narrow it down
now.
from there because I can then guess what fibre it is. I suppose.
Yeah. You'll be fine, and the pink blindfold will look amazing on you. So we'll do that, but I'm gonna video that, and then I'll try and transpose the audio into here. Okay. So if you're up for that, that's your next test.
Okay. Right.
Brilliant.
Onwards.
In which case, thank you very much, John. It's been
You're
fabulous.
welcome.
Thank you for showing us round and for taking the time out to do the interview, and hopefully it will get people to go to your website and have a look at what you do and just understand just the array of colours and the blends that you do are just fantastic. You're always my first stop at a festival.
Thank you very much.
And always will be. I run. If I'm even 10 minutes late to get through the doors at opening time at a festival, I'm concerned that somebody else will have been to John Arbon and snapped it all up before I get there. It's not allowed. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's go and blind test you.
Okay then.
Brilliant, thank you. We did the blind wool testing in the mill. As you can imagine, the mill's quite a noisy place. So it was too difficult to convert over to audio. So instead, what I've done is loaded it onto our YouTube channel, which is the Crochet Circle Podcast. And you can get a link to that from our show notes, which can be found at www.thecrochetcircle.podbean.com. Thank you.